Hey everyone, got a book haul today. So I went to a place called Half Price Books, I think it's called, and I got all these books for like 30 bucks. I mean, outside of rewards and stuff, but I mean, can't really go wrong. This would probably be like at least 150 at Barnes and Noble or something. We got what's become a ritualistic Diet Coke for the video. And I've compiled some notes. Last video, I had no idea what I was going to say, so I felt like I rambled a lot. So I just got like a little mini script, just points that I kind of want to hit for each book. Quick update. This is how far I'm in on Infinite Jest. 289 pages. So everyone says that 300 is when it really starts. So excited to start getting to the good bits. It's pretty good so far. A lot has happened. I feel like a million different things have happened so far, and I'm only like 26% of the way in, according to Goodreads and my update. So I'm just kind of like sweating a little bit in anticipation, like what's gonna happen. But anyways, moving on. First of all, give you like cool little bookmarks and a sticker, half off books. That's pretty cool. First one, The Philosophy of Aristotle. I haven't read much of Aristotle. Talked about last video. I read a lot of Seneca. Seneca's been like the main philosopher I followed. Marcus Aurelius, I mean, he only really has meditations, but a lot of like secondary sources. And Marcus Aurelius, haven't really got into Epictetus too much. He's up there on the list as well as Cicero. Read a little bit of Jean-Paul Sartre, a little bit of Schopenhauer. I'm kind of in the middle of some Schopenhauer. But yeah, Aristotle's just someone I've wanted to get into, specifically like metaphysics, political philosophy, stuff like that. And it's just like, and these books, I got them super cheap. They're like in like top-notch like condition. It's a really good quality still. But just like it's a really like small type of book. Next, we have The Picture of Dorian Gray. This is a book that I've seen a lot on BookTube actually. You know what? I can't even hate. I've got a lot of really good recommendations from BookTube. But another little cute little book that I just like the feel of it. And I did a little research into it. It deals a lot with like themes of beauty, corruption, morality. Apparently Dorian is a very handsome fellow, and he lives a very hedonistic lifestyle, indulges a lot. Shout out to Epicurus. He would fucking love this guy, probably. And through those like hedonistic life choices, he's gone some tragic consequences, I guess. So just like another interesting thing to read. And it has 3 other stories in here, which I have no idea, but I mean, I'll find out. Next, we have Greek Lessons. This is by Han Kang. Honestly, I only picked this up just because the cover looks so cool. But she wrote another book. I haven't read it yet. It's called The Vegetarian. And that one caught my attention. It almost gave me like the same type of vibes as a Tender is the Flesh. So that was another one on my list by the time I picked it up. But the covers look pretty sick, so picked that one up. Next, we have The Castle by Franz Kafka. I've just been really into Franz Kafka stuff, and so it's one of the ones I haven't read, so I wanted to grab this one. And apparently it's an existential type of novel following themes of like alienation, bureaucracy and just like a general search for meaning. It's like supposed to be an allegory of just human efforts to seek acceptance and understanding in a sometimes like unresponsive system. So another interesting one, and I love these covers, man. Like these covers are super cool. I got like the trial like in the same like art style. It was very pleasing. Next we have The Crying in Lot 49 by Thomas Pynchon. I know Thomas Pynchon has written a lot of very daunting books. I mean, by the look of it, it's super thin, but I've heard it's like super jam-packed with like information, just like super loaded. And apparently it's like supposed to be like a postmodernism type of book, kind of like Infinite Jest. And I mean, I've never really read too much of like postmodernism type of literature, but I mean, Infinite Jest Infinite Jest got me going. I'm just gonna be one of those people that they read it and it just becomes their whole personality. Like, I'm sorry, like I don't care, but it just seems like a very interesting concept, and just want to get in as much of it as I can. And apparently, it's like a satirical exploration of just meaning in a chaotic world. So, pretty excited to get into this actually. Super short, but I'm sure it's going to be a lot of having to pay attention and follow along. Next, Dead-Eye Dick by Kurt Vonnegut. Another just cool cover I liked that I saw on the shelf. I know Kurt Vonnegut's books come in like a variety of like different like covers, depending on just like the edition, I guess. But just like these ones, I also have Slaughterhouse-Five in this style, Breakfast of the Champion in this style. Just very pleasing. I don't know, just the simplistic, cool, kind of like gives you like that like childlike wonder of just like a cartoony type of drawing. But apparently, the main character accidentally kills a mother and child, and it just becomes like kind of like the defining point of his life, and he self-alienates from like the rest of his city. And it's just commentary on the absurdity of life. So gives me very strong hints of like absurdism, Albert Camus, which is another author I really want to dive deep into. Just like critiques social norms and just like the human condition overall, which the human condition is always a very interesting topic to read about. But I don't know how you kind of complain about the social norms of not killing a mother and child. So another one to get into probably very soon. Honestly, all these like shorter books I'll probably get into right after I finish Infinite Jest. Alright, this one is one that I'm very excited but also very nervous to get into. It's The Sound and the Fury by William Faulkner. This is actually like, I normally don't like hardcover books, but this looks very vintage. I don't know how else to describe it. Even like the pages like have that like ripped effect. This is the first Faulkner book I'm gonna be reading, or I have read when I read it. Apparently it's known as a very, very, very tough read, but I've also heard it's not as tough as it's made out to be, so kind of don't know what to expect, but I know it's written in a variety of perspectives from this family who is running out of their fortune essentially, and it's all written in like different perspectives of each family member. So I just thought it's really interesting. I really enjoy books that like are written in like multiple perspectives. I mean, that are strung along pretty well. But when it's done well, I really enjoy books with like different perspectives. So I'm nervous but excited for this one. Last one is a doozy. Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. Honestly, I only got this because it ended up being $1. I most likely won't be getting around to this anytime soon, but this year, 2025, I'm going to be reading War and Peace. It's either going to be one of the first reads of the year or one of the last, but I am just like getting a very big interest on just like Russian literature overall. So honestly, like I'm just kind of like loading up on quite a few just so I could have them on the shelf. After this though, I'm just gonna put myself on a book ban. I actually cannot 100% hold myself to that just because my birthday's coming up in a couple days here, and I'm assuming I'll probably get some Barnes and Noble's gift cards, hopefully. So, but after, if I get any after I use them, then I'm gonna be putting myself on a book ban because, I mean, I've read a good amount of the books that I have on my shelves, which I just reorganized yesterday, so I'm gonna have to do a little room tour or something. I have read a good amount of them on the shelves, but I have just been kind of reading a lot, mostly on my e-readers, and that's been taken away of me chipping away at the shelves. And one thing that I don't like is decorative books. Obviously, it's not realistic. We're going to have some books on our shelves that we just haven't read yet or haven't gotten around to, whether it be because we're reading other things or if it just hasn't caught our interest yet. But like when people who just have books like displayed like in the living room and they've never read them, it just really like, it's honestly not a big deal. It's not my business. It has nothing to do with me, but it really just kind of irks me. And so like I really don't want to have be one of those people that just have a bunch of books and just haven't read all of them. So my goal is to have at least 75% of them read, and I just order like some like red stickers to put like on the spines so I could differentiate which books I've read and which books I haven't read. And on top of putting myself on a book ban, I'm also gonna force myself to stop using my e-readers. I think I've just become like super reliant on them, just like in the sense of they're so convenient to bring around with you. They're so comfortable to read in bed at night. And so like I've just been reading way too much on them and letting these ones sit. So I need to knock out at least like 10 or 15, which is probably very, very ambitious, but I just need to chip away at these shelves. So if these will be the last books I bought, I mean, they're secondhand in my defense, so I got them at a very, very good price. But assuming I'm gonna get any number of Barnes and Noble gift cards on my birthday, I'm gonna kill those, and then after that, no more until I read at least 10 to 15 books from my shelves. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Thank you for watching. That felt so fucking terrible to say. Actually, I regret saying that. I just needed a drink. I don't know. Thanks for watching me ramble for however long this video is.